What is going on, y'all? James from Shipmaker Enterprises. 2 weeks, 2 videos. So new year, new me, just a month delayed, question mark? I don't know. See what happens. This is going to be a fun video today. I'm actually on the way to have a massive drill day tonight. I'm going to put a picture up on the screen right now, showing the equipment that I am drilling. I have in the trunk at this moment a Motiv VIP Affliction, a Storm Nova, a DV8 Activate, and a 900 Global Wolverine. All 4 of these are actually getting extremely similar layouts. So I think I may have mentioned in my previous video that I have this Skypen Phase 3 that I've really been enjoying. I'm taking that same concept and putting it on all of these, and this is actually in large part, well, number 1, because I like the layout, number 2, because drilling new stuff is fun, but number 3, I am bowling the non-champions regional event down in, Fort Myers, Florida, the first weekend of March. So we are bowling this regional on PBA Shark, which is 48 feet and a lot of oil, and we'll get very, very crispy very quickly because everybody's going to use surface for a game and then it's going to get destroyed. So yeah, it's going to be a great time. It's not going to be easy, but it's going to be a lot of fun. And these are going to be kind of drilled with that general use concept in mind. These like longer, weaker, but still fairly responsive pins let the ball get down the lane, but still definitively like pick up and tumble through the pins. And have been really, really great for me on friction in higher friction situations with that Phase 3 especially. So just looking to get some kind of other looks at this. The Nova has looked amazing. Arturo Quintero made it look great in the Players Championship this past weekend. The VIP Affliction, I have one already. It is pinned down instead of sky pin. So this is just kind of trying to get a different look out of the ball, but I think it'll actually work really, really well for the shape I'm visualizing as a step up from my Phase 3. The Activate is one that I've actually kind of wanted to drill for a while and just never really got around to it. My Intel Pearl SE cracked out about a month ago, and I got this as a warranty replacement, so I'm like, yeah, what the heck, just go ahead and drill it. And then finally, the Spectre, or not the Spectre, goodness gracious, it's been a long day. The Wolverine is basically kind of a souped up high road pearl almost, a little more responsive than my Spectre, but I want to drill it to also get down the lane a little bit further than my Spectre. So it's getting the same sky pin treatment as well. So that's the general idea of what I'm doing. Going to go into time-lapse mode, and I might pause a little bit in between to talk about what I'm doing as I'm doing it while I'm actually drilling this stuff. And then finally, so I'm recording this about 4:45 on Sunday afternoon right now. And I'm not going to finish recording this video until Monday evening, where I'm actually going out to before the first frame in Henderson to jump on a pattern and actually test this stuff out and just kind of shake it down and see what I think of the new stuff so far. So I'm going to take you along this entire journey all the way from, you know, these are the balls that I'm drilling, to laying them out and actually putting holes in them, and then kind of an initial testing and assessment of what I've got with these. So for now, let's go. So I'm going to pause here for a second. I just finished drilling my Nova. I want to just come inside where it's not noisy because we're watching the football game in the garage. Show y'all what I have to work with here. So then here is what we have. So I've got everything done except for actually gluing my grips in, but you can see I've still got the lines on here from when I laid it out. So layout here is 65 by 5-inch pin to PAP by 25-degree VAL angle. So basically puts the pin way high up above my bridge, same idea as my Phase 3, and puts the math bias 5 inches from my PAP, which is what I wanted, but it also keeps that, actually puts it above the thumb, which I've never had a ball drilled like this before. So it'll be an interesting experiment.
It looks fantastic and smells amazing. So yeah, gonna go back to time-lapse mode in the garage, finish out the other bowling balls, and we will be back later to actually talk about these a little bit more and give them a go. So till then. So we're now testing, I got some video here from before the first frame out in Henderson, North Carolina. This was from Monday night, and I took the 4 new balls that I drilled plus my Power Torque and my Skypin Phase 3 out. I brought the torque in the Phase 3 just to get a reference point and kind of make sure I understood where everything else fits in the bag. And then the other 4 obviously testing them out. I like testing on chromium. This makes you think a little bit, keeps you honest, but still works very, very well to show ball-to-ball differences. So you can see here these first few shots, I literally turned the camera on as soon as I started bowling. I'm just kind of getting warmed up, getting a feel for what the lanes are giving me. A few rough shots there, and then I think this shot right here strikes with the Power Torque, so I'm off to the races at this point, kind of getting dialed in a little bit with what the lanes are giving me. So I've got about probably 9.5 minutes worth of footage, so I'll give you kind of a little sound bite at the beginning of each ball and kind of talk to you about what I'm seeing from each ball and what I think of it so far. And then after that, I'll be back to give you a wrap-up on my overall impressions as I have used these bowling balls throughout the week in leagues. New ball number 1 is the VIP Affliction. This is one that I did drill when I shortly after I dropped my contract. Did enjoy throwing it. Haven't really used it a ton recently, but I think it's a very, very good ball and pretty underrated. This actually hit a little bit different, kind of relative to the Power Torque than what I expected. I was thinking that this would be a little bit more down lane than the Torque and a little cleaner to get there. I didn't really think about what the cover would do properly with this one, so it actually hooks a little bit sooner, is a little bit smoother, but also felt like it could still recover from left. As you can see there, you get pretty far left and messenger out at a 10 pin. So it hit a different spot than I was expecting to, but still rolled pretty well. It wasn't the best ball to use on this situation, I think. Overall, I did enjoy throwing it. I think it will have some Next up, we have the Nova. I did bring the surface up just a pinch because it looked a little gritty out of the box, and this ball is the one that has truly blown me away in this test. It was a little cleaner than the VIP Affliction and the Power Torque, which I kind of expected, given this R2X hybrid, and a lot more down lane than either of those as well, which makes sense in being a cleanish and fairly responsive cover, but still some stability in the payload. So what this means is, like you can see right there, I kept one a little more and it jackknifes on me, but then I move left, I roll it at the spot, and it still recovers and drives through the pins like a boss. So this was one that I set up with the thought that I could kind of let it lane shine a little bit, and it'd be really good for a mid to late block type of reaction, where I need something to be able to get down lane a little better and recover, but do so without being completely sideways and with some stability in oil at the same time. This one gets a rating of 13 out of 10. I've really been enjoying it, and I mean, it's a grin-inducing ball, and it strikes a lot, so I can't complain.
Noise you couldn't quite locate or explain. Couldn't quite locate or explain. Noise you couldn't quite locate.
Next up, we have the Activate from Deviate. Again, same sky pin as the rest of the balls, and this is the one that didn't really hit the window that I thought it was going to hit. I was expecting a smoother Daredevil out of this ball. I figured it would be a little more tumbly and a little more forward, but it ended up, I had to really roll it to make it go through the pins right. And you can see I'm kind of still getting it dialed in even at this point in the test. These are my literal first shots with the ball. As I went on throughout the night and I practiced some more after shooting this, it did start to look better, but it was still kind of definitely a different usage range than the other equipment that I drilled, which does kind of make sense. My impression at this point is that it's going to be a very, very good friction control ball, but not necessarily one where I can create shape as much. You can see some of these shots, when I really roll it right, it goes through the pins very well, but if I keep it in the oil a little bit too long, or just kind of don't really get it there quite the right way, like that wrap 10 pin, then it doesn't give me that extra hit quite as much. And then finally we have the Wolverine from 900 Global. This was the one that I was really curious to see what it would do relative to the High Road Pearl, which has been kind of my go-to weak ball for really late in the block when everything just gets fried out and I need something to get down the lane above all else. This one is a ball that I'm going to have to restrain myself from throwing all the time because the shape is ridiculously fun. It's just so far down the lane that I can't really throw it on fresh pretty much ever. It felt a lot like, so I've had problems in the past where the High Road Pearl is very, very close, but it's just a little too far down the lane sometimes and really kind of gets behind it a little bit in terms of how it gets into the roll phase. Obviously, a few of these shots I'm too far left, which can happen on Kegel Chromium especially, and the ball's just missing a little bit long, but the shape just feels so much more forgiving for me. It feels kind of the same type of shape idea as my Spectre, but in the length and friction response of a High Road Pearl. And that is honestly a very, very, very good thing. I was even able to move back right a little bit and not have a completely terrible ball reaction, which honestly bodes pretty well for this All right, so we are back at home. Now Thursday night as I'm recording this. I got back a little bit ago from Sport League tonight. I've taken all the new pieces out and gotten some work in testing them out in a few different houses, both on House Shot and on a sport pattern. So just kind of a brief recap of what I've got here and kind of a little more fleshed out thoughts versus what I had when I was doing the testing on Monday. VIP Affliction, like I mentioned, it did hit a little bit different of a usage window than what I expected. The cover's a little earlier, a little smoother than I'd given it credit for, but I do still really like throwing it. Going back and looking at the footage, it actually looked a lot better than it felt when I was throwing it. So I'm still regarding that as a pretty solid win. It needs volume, and I think it just didn't have enough of that for the test, for volume plus the friction that I was working with before the first frame. So no harm, no foul there. Still viewing it as a success. The Nova has been absolutely incredible. I've thrown it literally everywhere. Used it in League on Tuesday, almost shot 300. It was the wrong ball in League on Wednesday, and I still shot 713, I think. I still bowled well even though it was the wrong ball. Really, really nicely balanced, not too clean, not like jackknife sideways, but still a good amount of projection and kick off the spot. So I'm gonna it is locked into the bag going everywhere right now. A lot of fun, really enjoy throwing it. The Wolverine, like I touched on in the testing video, I think it's gonna be a little bit of a trap ball. It's a really fun shape, but it's just really, really clean and really, really fast. I'm definitely gonna keep using this when I practice to try and get a few more games on the cover, which will get it broken in a little bit more and actually slow down the friction response a little bit, at which point I think it's going to be absolutely awesome. The last ball here isn't really a ball. This is the box for the Activate. Yeah, I gave it to a youth bowler on Wednesday night in the middle of League. It did not work as I expected to. Unfortunately, I did not bat 1,000 for this test. I mentioned in the initial test that I thought it'd be really good at friction control, and then I go to a center with, really a lot of oil up front and a lot of friction down lane, which is where this ball should absolutely excel, and it did anything but excel. So Activate, good run, bro, but you gone. So yeah, unfortunately didn't bat 1,000 on this one. I was really looking forward to trying the Activate. Maybe it could have been saved with a different layout or surface changes or whatever. I just honestly did not feel like bothering with it because it looked that bad. So it's looked great for a lot of people. I'm just not one of those people, and that's how the cookie crumbles sometimes. So anyways, I'm gonna go ahead and sign off for now. I hope you all have enjoyed this video. A little bit of an extended look at the drilling process and kind of how I go about testing and learning new equipment. Not sure what video I'm gonna have next week, but the week after that, I'm bowling another sport sweeper down at Buffalo Lanes Irwin. So I'll probably have a tournament vlog out for that in the very near future. As always, if you have any questions, comments, thoughts, anything you want to pick my brain on, leave me a note down in the comments below. And until next time, good luck and good bowling. Peace.